Hello and welcome back to Be What Works. Today marks 1 month since I arrived in the US during my career break, so I thought to make a post about what it's been like, and more importantly, look at one of the 4 topics that we went through regarding reasons for a career break, how to go about taking one, and what to do while on a break. I thought we could delve deeper into the first subtopic from the last video, which was the importance of self-care and reflection. One of the things that I have loved the most about being back in North America is the ability to take daily walks. Dedicated pathways are well lit, have functional crosswalks, and there are also traffic lights where pedestrians have the right of way. Of course, if you come to a stop sign, you have to wait for it to allow you to cross. I have loved the ability to walk outdoors feeling safe, especially now that the weather is warming up. It's been really great to get some sun. I had to invest in some good sunscreen, and thankfully now they actually have sunscreen that does not make your face pasty white when you apply it. Living in Maryland has been awesome so far. The place is full of lots and lots of green spaces as well as many walking paths. It's full of ponds, waterways, rivers and streams. Additionally, the community is really nice, and one of the things that I've loved the most is that the neighborhood I live in has a strong homeowners association. That ensures that the grounds around the area are well maintained, well kept and well lit. There are signs everywhere indicating what is allowable and what is not, but in a very subtle way. Another thing I have loved is that people have a big respect for taking care of public spaces. They provide amenities such as benches, so you won't see somebody hogging the entire bench and laying out their stuff, making the bench unusable for others. A bit of backstory for context. 2 years ago, I at some point stopped going to the doctor because every time I would go there, he would tell me that I had a vitamin D deficiency and some sort of digestion issues. We got into an interesting conversation because he was laughing, saying, "Here you are living in Africa, a place that is full of sunlight, and you are vitamin D deficient. It doesn't add up." But he told me the reason for that was because, of course, I was getting into the office at around 6:30 a.m. or before the sun was fully out, then would park my car inside the building. I stayed inside the office all day, had my lunch at the desk, and didn't even step out to stretch my legs during the day. By the time I'm leaving the office, the sun has already set, and more often than not, it's after 8 p.m. So I had a vitamin D deficiency, and for a while I had to be on a prescription to bring it up to acceptable levels. His recommendation at the time was that I take daily coatless walks at lunchtime to get the dual benefit of better digestion and soak up some sun. While on this career break, my favorite part of my walks has been walking around a man-made lake. It's been amazing because I think when I do a loop around the lake, it's around 3.5 kilometers. To get to the lake and back to the house is another 2.5 kilometers. So without fail, every day I've been doing 6 kilometers during my morning walks. And that has been really fantastic and a demonstration of practicing self-care and reflection. The first reason I'm practicing self-care is getting fresh outdoor air and sunlight, which allows me to soak up vitamin D. The second part of that was problematic because of my sedentary nature of work and sitting at the desk for 12 to 14 hours a day. I was not getting enough movement. Worse still, in the busyness of work, I also neglected my paid-up subscription at the gym, so I was not working out. What I have loved about heading outside and doing that walk is that I'm also gaining back my physical fitness and movement. This has greatly helped my digestion. By default, I have now moved to 2 meals a day as I often finish my walk after 11 a.m., meaning that I have brunch having skipped breakfast. Then I will have dinner later on. The third takeaway that's actually also a bonus during the walk is that mentally, taking in the serene environment, being able to walk in nature and identifying different types of birds has been therapeutic. I think the one that I have seen the most is the red or yellow-winged blackbird, and of course we have quite a few Canadian geese around the lake. I have seen several pairs of geese with their young goslings, and there is a pair that I pass around a pond that's been brooding their eggs. It's been really nice to be able to be in nature and listen to the sounds of a gentle stream that I have to cross twice. That's been very beneficial for my mental health. The last element about the daily walks has been that when I am walking, I am also building my mind because I listen to podcasts. At the moment, there are a few I am into, including Work Life by Adam Grant, a Canadian show called Tapestry that recently ended last year, and Oprah Super Soul Conversations. So I've been loving things that actually help me feed my mind, and I always learn new stuff and gain new perspectives from the podcasts. So, on the topic of self-care and reflection, these daily 6-kilometer walks have been really helpful. I feel like I am rebuilding and taking back my form, both mentally and physically. Actually, the other thing that has worked out also really well is I have a walking companion. So the friend I'm staying with has a miniature poodle called Marcus. He's been great fun, and walking with him every day, watching him wag his tail, chase the ducks around the lake, and getting them back into the water has been enjoyable. When we get to the stream, he takes some sips and dips his feet in. There's a second part of the stream that you have to cross, and I have to carry him because it's slightly deeper. So, he's great to have as a companion, and watching how animals, and dogs particularly, can be faithful, have unconditional love, and a happy-go-lucky kind of attitude has also been remarkable. I have never owned a pet, so having Marcus as a companion has also been great. What's good is that after the walks, I'm able to come back and reflect on some of the things that I have learned, either from the podcasts or from my observations. Since I have my phone at hand while walking, I quickly snap some really interesting photos or videos, from which I can come back and play around with the tools to create short videos. I have done a couple of them specifically focusing on Marcus. As I come to the end, I can mention that you only make progress on the things that you measure. Whereas there are many ways I can measure mine, whether it's a tape measure to check how many centimeters I'm losing or gaining, or a weighing scale to track body fat or hydration levels, the best indicator is just how my body generally feels. Because every day the exercise becomes easier. Every day it becomes a lot more fun to do the work, and every day I come back to the house to do stretches. There's a tension cord or resistance band with handles that's fixed on the door that I use for stretches, squats, and to stretch my legs and hip joints really well to rebuild flexibility. As I close, having a smartwatch and health apps has been great, as I am getting badges for being consistent in my walks, increasing the number of stairs taken, receiving congratulatory messages on the number of hours slept, and achieving a much higher step count than normal. That's some really good motivation right there. Until next time, when we'll be focusing on the second area of my career break, I hope you'll keep it locked and be what works even as you practice self-care and improve on reflections. Bye-bye. This is Dr. Beth.